And I'm too sexy for this video. Hey there, folks. I am the Mighty Plantain. Thanks for tuning in, and we are talking about sexy things. I've got Weyerbacher's Sexy Motherpucker. It's a 7.5% ABV sour ale, and not much else about it on the label. So, I guess there's not much to discuss except how the beer tastes. Let's get into it and find out. I've had a couple of things from Weyerbacher before. A Blithering Idiot comes to mind, which is an awesome barley wine. And a couple of their other beers. The names escape me right now, but they have not disappointed, typically. So we'll see how that goes. Now this is a sour ale, but it is a very dark ale. Look at that. It's like almost a black or brown ale. Looks like it could be slightly cloudy in the areas where there is a little bit of light coming through. It's very effervescent. There's a lot of bubbles coming up from that cavitation point on the bottom. You can kind of see it bubbling. I don't know if I got close enough to the camera or not, but as the light comes through, I'm going to move my hand to let the light in. There's a bunch of little streams of bubbles coming up through here, but you lose sight of them pretty quick as soon as the beer gets thicker. Interesting is it's almost got a reddish pinkish hue to it down in here. Not a whole lot, very faint, but there's, like I said, barely any light coming through, but where it is, it's like a pinkish brown. I can smell the sourness, almost like a citrusy bite to it, like lime. Or a big handful of Sour Patch Kids. But you can definitely smell the sourness coming off of it. From the second it hits your lips, it's sour. And it is extremely sour all the way through. That does have a high pucker factor. I mean, that's crazy. Sours are becoming increasingly popular lately. Really saw it last year at Extreme Brew Fest down in Boston. That's put on by Beer Advocate. There were a lot of sours, more sours I think than anything else. And then just recently we were down at Beer Meets Wood in Portland, Maine, and there were a lot of barrel-aged sours as well as wild ales and saisons. So whether it be through the use of wild yeasts or certain yeast strains that give you that sourness, or through additives to the beer, which I suspect is what's responsible for this, because this is just way too sour to have accomplished with yeast alone. Sours are really popular. There's not much sweetness to balance out the sour in this either. This is all sour. Almost to the point where it drowns out any beeriness. Really, all I'm getting is a mouthful of sour lime juice, lime or lemon juice. Granted, in beer form. So congrats to you guys for accomplishing that, but that's all I'm getting. It's extremely sour. It's probably the most sour beer I've had, but that's all I'm getting is sourness. I'm not getting any beer character whatsoever coming through. It's really just a glass full of alcoholic lemon juice. And it's got a nice light mouthfeel, medium light. There's a little bit of body to it. A huge pucker factor. Look, I've never had anything this sour that's going to get you drunk. 7.5% ABV. Not half bad. It's just kind of a one-trick pony, and there's not much beer character to it. I'm going to hit this with a 3.5 out of 5. Bear in mind, on a 1 to 5 scale, a 2.5 is average. I'm tempted to go as low as a 3, but its uniqueness is making me push it back up to the 3.5. And the only reason I'm rating it lower than that is because, like I said, it's nothing but sourness. There's not much beer character to it at all. That, at least not for me. But that uniqueness and the fact that I haven't had anything quite like this, and the fact that it is definitely a beer, puts it at that 3.5. But again, there's nothing much to it other than that sourness. So I'm not willing to push it up further, and I'm tempted to drop it down to a 3, just because there's nothing else there, and there's no real beer character. But the fact that it's so unique is making me push it back up to the 3.5. If there was another beer that came in similarly, I might drop them both down to a 3. But the fact that I haven't seen this type of flavor in anything else puts it at the 3.5. Anyway, that's just what I think about it. Make sure to hit me up down in the comments and the email link down below. And if you've tried the beer, let me know what you think of it. Whether you agree or disagree with my assessment, I'd love to discuss it with you. While you're down there, make sure to click on like and share, and also subscribe to the channel. When you subscribe, you'll get a notification every time I post a new video. Until next time, folks, thanks for tuning in. Cheers.